Hello all, hope you are doing well. In the last video, we understand how to create a simple constructor functions, and in this video, we are going to understand the few advantages of constructor functions, and we are going to enter into the prototypes. Okay, this is the most important topic in JavaScript. Okay, we can write some code and we can understand all these things. So I'm just going here. Okay, simple. So if you have, because I just revise what is constructor function, and then we can enter into the prototypes. So if you want to create any object, like the same example which we have taken in the last session, suppose player one. So if you can give a first name and last name. The first name we can give it right, the Rohit, and last name like Sharma, and get the full name. I'm taking the same example so that it is easy for to understand. So here I'm just writing the console.log. So this dot, okay, first name. And yes, in the last session we understand what is the importance of this keyword. Okay, so this one, like if you want to create uh, two players or three players or 100 players, okay, what we will do, we need to use the same structure and we need to update the details, like Virat, the Kohli, and if you go with the player 3, with the Surya Kumar Yadav, okay, Surya Kumar, like that. But this, if you observe carefully, all these three objects, or even if you create similar kind of objects, the properties are same, and the logic for that method is also same. So instead of creating objects like this, it's better to go with a constructor function, and with the help of that constructor function we can create n number of similar objects. So that's going to be very easy. So if you observe carefully, this is exactly same in all the places, and the only thing is these values are changing for first name and last name. Apart from that, remaining logic is same. So how we can reuse this? Okay, with the help of constructor functions we can reuse the code. So let's create a constructor function. I think you have already done a practice for the last session, so that you know that how to create a constructor function. So always we should start with a capital letter for the constructor functions. And so if you want to provide some the parameters, yes, you can go with that first name and last name, because these values are dynamic. That's why we are taking through the params. So here we understand in the last session how constructor functions will deal inside the function. So it is going to create object that is called this. Okay, it will do internally. Okay, we can't see that. Okay, and then we can attach those properties. The first name, okay, whatever the first name you are getting, you can bind it to this first name property, and the last name is equal to the last name. So wait for 10 minutes. We are going to learn very important things. Okay, do practice along with me, otherwise it's very difficult to understand. And in similar way, if you want to attach any with the function, so like get the full name equal to, I'm just attaching a function. Okay, observe carefully here. So here, yes, as we know, we can go with the console.log. So we can use this dot the first name, and you can concatenate with a string this dot last name. It's a simple syntax, and of course this constructor function itself will take care of returning that object. So this is what happening. So if you can, even you can create with a different name and you can return it, and you can write your own function. But if you, whenever you go with the constructor function, the first rule is the function name should start with a capital letter, and the second rule is we should bind all these things to this keyword, because this constructor function internally will create a object with a name this that will be ready. So we need to just attach to that this object. That's the simple thing. Okay, initially maybe you feel that it's a toughest thing, but this is what it is. Okay, fine. Now if you see, we have created three players here instead of creating like this in three places. I'm just commenting all three objects. Now we can create those things with a simple syntax. Now I'm creating the constant, okay, the player one with the help of this constructor function. So here constructor function, it will expect the new keyword, so that is the player, and you can pass the arguments like the Rohit and the Sharma. So either you can follow single quotations or double quotations, okay, but maintain uniformity. So then you want to create a new player. So player 2 is equal to new player. So here we can go with Virat and Kohli. So if you see, observe carefully, this new keyword is going to take care of to create this object, and it will return automatically. So that's internally designed by the JavaScript. So that is the importance of new keyword. Whenever you are using a new keyword for this constructor functions, okay, it is going to create the new object, and it will bind and it will return all the properties for us, that object. So let's see what is there in that player 1 and player 2. So console.log. So observe carefully, even please write same kind of logic and check in the browser, then only you will understand. Okay, player 1 and console.log player 2. So we have created two object, one is called player 1 and player 2 with the help of a same constructor function. Simply we are passing our arguments, so through this property props it is taken care of. So let's see the output, what is there inside the player 1 and player 2. Just go to the console, you will see you got the object with the constructor name, that is called player. Observe carefully, player, it's not player 1 and player 2, it's clearly saying it is giving this player, but it's just mentioning in the what is the constructor name. So expand it, you can find the first name, you can find the last name, you can find the get full name, and you can find another new thing which we didn't define inside the constructor function. We didn't, but JavaScript engine is providing that with free of cost. So even we are not interested, or whether we are interested, doesn't matter, JavaScript will provide all these things. But what is the advantage of that, we are going to learn, so don't worry. So same for the player 2, it is also saying that okay, I'm also coming from the player constructor, and I'm just holding the first name, get full name, and the last name, and at the same time it is also saying one prototype, here also one prototype, here also one prototype. Just expand it, what is there inside the prototype, it is saying that another constructor, Inside of that, it is showing another prototype. Oh my god, what the hell is this? So don't try to break your head now itself. Anyway, we are going to break our heads once we enter into the prototypes. But it's, if you learn in proper direction, this is concept is going to be very easy, and definitely you will love this concept. Okay, just wait for a few more sessions and we are going to learn each and everything in detail. But at least, okay, uh, here you can see the at least a name called prototype, and what is prototype and what is the advantage of that prototype we are going to learn. So let's see. Okay, fine. We have a player one details like this. We have a player two details like this. In the player one, it is clearly showing that first name is Rohit and last name is Sharma, and this refers to the player two. And of course, it is showing first name is Virat and last name is Kohli. So both are unique to each other. Unique to each other. So I will draw a diagram, and it is going to be very helpful to understand what is prototype. Okay. Don't worry, we need some patience to understand all these important concepts. So this, I'm just observing that I'm just drawing. This is like a constructor function, constructor function, constructor function with a name called a player. So with a capital letter, okay, this is a constructor function. So whenever you use a new a player and you have provided some first name and last name, what it will do, it will create an object for you. So inside it will hold the structure. It will hold the structure. What is the structure of this player? It's simple. It needs a first name. It has a the first name. Okay, whatever the first name is there. But this is the prototype. That means a blueprint. Suppose if you are constructing the house, you need the blueprint, right, of your house, or you can take any example. Okay, whether you are constructing the house or even you are starting a new project, uh, you need all the roadmap and everything, right? So even if you are the suppose if a car company is there, okay, if car company should prepare the prototype or the architecture or what we can call the design diagram or something. So with the reference of that, they will uh, prepare hundreds of cars. Suppose if you take Tata Nexon, so they have a structure that is prototype or a blueprint. So even if you take 100 Nexons of the same what same model, okay, everything will be similar, right? So we should before creating any object, so everyone prepare a prototype or a blueprint or a class. Yes, that's what the class. Okay, well, right now don't worry, just in JavaScript, we are coming into we are using the name called prototype. That's why it's better to use a term called prototype itself. Okay, this is a prototype, so we can take a blueprint, the first name and that has a last name. Another one is get a full name. Okay, and the relevant logic is also there in that prototype or the class or a blueprint, whatever you can call it as. So in JavaScript we can call it as a prototype. So with the help of this prototype, it will create, whenever you ask to create a new player, observe carefully, these are very very important things. It will create an object. It will create object. What you're saying, I want a player one, you said. So player one equal to a new player. So new player, and you have given the first name and last name like Rohit Sharma, whatever it is. Okay, then what this JavaScript engine will do now, it will create an object. It will create an object with the help of those parameters. What you're expecting, first name and last name. So it will create an object. Just observe carefully, this is the object. It will create an object, but it will give a name. But even when God creates the creatures or someone, he will call with some name. Okay, okay, normally after we got the birth, maybe our parents will give different names, but God will treat everyone equally, so that God will give a a generic name like human, human, human for all everyone. So in the same way here also for this object, okay, the surprisingly this JavaScript engine giving the name is called this. Okay, it is creating an object, right? It is creating an object and it is giving a name called this. And what is that? You're saying that your first name is Rohit Sharma, so it is just storing the Rohit Sharma here, and it is create the last name as Sharma. Okay, and it will provide get full name and something like, okay, it will create an object, and what it will do, it will give it will give this object. Okay, it has created an object and it will attach to player one. So it will attach to player one, so it will copy to the player one. This is done. Now you have given a new instruction that is called, observe carefully, this is going to be very tough definitely, but I will try to make it easy, but you should listen everything, otherwise it will be mess up. So player, again you are using a constructor same constructor. Whenever you call it, it will take this blueprint. Okay, it's expecting first name, last name and get full name. Okay, don't worry, I will create an object for you. I will create an object for you. I will create an object for you like this. So, and what you're expecting, same thing, right? This is a prototype. Even if you create 100 objects, the same structure, the first name, but here you're passing Virat Kohli, so that the first name will be Virat, and here the last name will be, okay, Kohli. This is simple. And don't forget, for this also, for this object also, he has given a same name called this. So whenever JavaScript engine is creating this object, he has given a name also called this. Okay, and it is going to hand over, of course, get full name also, hand over to this person who is there, the player 2. So just imagine, I think I don't have a space here, I'm just attaching like this. So if you see, these two are independent, these two circles are independent. Okay, there is no interlink between that, but these two are coming from the same parent, like same prototype called a player. Okay, I hope you guys understood. Otherwise, just revise one more time. Even if you feel this is tough, just take a break for 2 minutes or 3 minutes and come back. Okay, but this is very important topic. Okay, fine. I hope if you are taking a break, I hope you are back now again. Just give a pause and go away and come back and just watch again. Okay, fine. So we have created the two objects. So in that browser also, here clearly you're able to see the first name, then get full name, and the last name same as their first name, get full name and last name. But here super important thing is he is giving a reference of that prototype also. Understand clearly, even we come to the earth. Okay, but of course, just imagine, just trust for few hours that, okay, God is there and God is taking care of creating all the human beings and all the creatures. Okay, he will create some small object and he will, okay, end of the day we will be land on the earth, okay, through our mother. Okay, here once you come out of out from our mothers, so we are independent, and at the same time here God will be there inside every human being or inside any creature. So that's what, even if you read a Bhagavad Gita, so they will say that one soul is there inside our, right? So just you can compare in that way. So here this is the God, you're coming from the human prototype. Okay, human prototype, and he will even, maybe we are not aware that all these things are there inside our body. Similarly, in that object also, maybe you don't realize that that some prototype is already coming with the help of JavaScript engine. Whenever it is creating the object, that prototype is also coming. So this prototype is the reference to, simply you can say that, a father, or the pro this one, the class, or a blueprint, or a prototype, anything you can call it. I hope the logic is same. So fine, but what is the advantage of the prototype? Okay, so just even, just don't try to open now itself, maybe you will get a more confusion what is there inside. And for this prototype also, understand here, for this oh my god, for this prototype also, if you expand it, okay, it has another prototype for that. So that's why it will be confusing, but don't worry, we are going to learn what is a prototypal inheritance. So this is what prototypal inheritance. Okay, of course I will explain in detail, don't worry. So this is simply, we have created two objects, don't worry, we just come back from those, all the toughest part. So we have created a constructor function. With the help of that, we have created two objects. It's very simple. And player one have a first name and last name and get full name. Okay, player two also have the first name and last name and get full name. So now if you see, if I try to access player one dot get full name and player 2 dot get full name, it will give a proper results. So because player 1 is completely different and player 2 is completely different, even though those are coming from the same class or same constructor function. Okay, same. So this get full name, player 1 will detail, output will be Rohit Sharma, and player 2 full name will be a Virat Kohli, because the objects are unique. Objects are unique. So just refresh. So boom. So it's working perfectly fine. And even if you observe carefully, the first name and the last name and get full name, these three are properties of the player object. The player 1 have a first name and last name and get full name, and player 2 also have a first name and last name and get full name. And extra thing is the prototype. Don't worry, we are going to understand what is the importance of prototype now, means after 2 or 3 minutes. So before entering into the prototype, now I am doing one simple interesting thing. Okay, so player 1 is there. Okay, what I'm trying to do here, I'm going to add a new method. Okay, or I want to attach a new method to player 1, that is um, the say hello. Simple, the say hello equal to, okay, we can attach like this only, right? We know. So simply I'm just giving a message. I'm not going to use any this or that keyword or something. I want to make it very simple. Okay, so the hello JavaScript. Okay, simple hello JavaScript. So what I did, I just attached the player one dot say hello. So just observe carefully. Okay, now if I call player one dot the say hello, and can I try this player two dot say hello? Observe carefully and try to note down your answer. So get full name is a property of a player one, and player two also same property, that is called get full name. That's why we don't have any problem, because in the constructor function itself we have defined the get full name. That's why we don't have any problem with that. But now I just explicitly added the say hello to a player one. Okay, player one. So my question is, this say hello is going to be available for player 2 or not? That means whether, because here we can call get full name from player 1, get full name from player 2, whether is it possible for us to call say hello from player 1 and at the same time player 2. So just note down the answer, think properly, guess it, even though your right answer is right or wrong, at least think and open again. Okay, I'm going to see the output. Let's see, I'm just refreshing. Observe carefully. Whenever we call player 1 dot say hello, it's working properly, that hello JavaScript, but player 2 dot say hello is throwing an error. That means player 2 dot say hello is not a function. That means it's not available in that. So why? Both are coming from the same prototype. But observe carefully, observe carefully. Whenever you are doing player 1 dot say hello, whenever you are doing player 1 dot say hello, it is not going to attach to the prototype. Prototype, who is the prototype? Is a father or a god? Okay, from where we have came, like humans. This is a human print, like a blueprint. Okay, it's not going to change in the blueprint. So that say hello. So just imagine another function. We are just attaching one function that is called say hello. Okay, say hello. Some definition, the function, and like console.log, just print hello hello or something. So this is going to be this is going to be attached to only player 1. This is going to attach to this player 1 only. This say hello is not going to attach to the player 2. Observe carefully in the output. So I'm going to log these two details, okay, here. Observe carefully. So I'm just commenting all these things. Let's see what is there. So here player 1 is equal to new player. So here first name, last name, get full name, and player 2 also will get first name and last name and get full name. There is no problem for us. And here we are just giving some extra bonus to a player 1 because like man of the match. So whether this player 2 can access that man of the match? No. Okay, because we are giving specifically to a player 1 only, not for all the BCCI players kind of thing. It's not a trophy. Okay, so let's observe carefully, just refresh what is observe carefully inside the player. So if you see a player 1, first name is there, last name is there, and get full name is there. So this is common for player 2 also, like Virat Kohli also have a first name, last name, and get full name. But this object don't have a say hello, because after creating the object we have attached a new method or new property to that object. That's why it is only attached to a player 1. It is not going to be available for player 2. I hope you guys understood. If you have done if you watch it clearly, if you understand, if you try to understand properly, and if you do a practice, then only you will understand. So if you don't understand, just ping me in the comment, Raghu, explain me one more time, or you can watch any other video in the YouTube. Okay, many people have explained this concept. You can go with any video and try to understand it. Still you can't understand from other videos, come back and watch this video, no problem for me. So end of the day we should learn properly, that is the only concept for us. So so this is a simple. So we have created a two objects. One object is player 1, player 2, and we have given a man of the match to player 1. So there is no man of the match for player 2. That's a simple thing. Okay, now observe carefully. Suppose for simple, making much more simple, I'm going to attach another one. Say bye bye. I'm attaching this function to player 2, console.log. Okay, console.log. Okay, bye bye. So now observe carefully. So player 1 and player 2 have a common property called first name, last name, and get full name, and player 1 have a special property that is called say hello and player 2 have a special property that is called say bye bye. because after creating the object we are attaching another property. This is simple. This is simple. Okay, so that's why observe carefully here. So the player 1 have first name, last name and get full name, and player 2 also have a first name, last name and get full name, but here player 1 have a say hello and player 2 have a say bye bye, and this player 1 can't access this say bye bye, and player 1 can't, of course same, player 1 can't access this say bye bye from player 2, and player 2 can't access this say hello from player 1. This is simple. And now the interesting question is there, but suppose if we want to attach a function or a property to all the objects, all the players. Suppose if you want to, we got some prize money, we need to share with all the players. The man of the match, maybe we can give it to one person, and man of the series we are going to give to another person, but the trophy should be shared for everyone, or prize money for the team should share to all the people, right? Here how to handle this situation, this is very very simple. This is where the prototype is going to be very very important for us. This is where we should understand the importance of prototype. Observe carefully, just go to the paint again. So here what we are doing, the say hello we are attaching to the player 1, and say bye bye, okay, say bye bye we are attaching to the player 2. So think properly, if you want to share some information to both the players, or how many players we have created with the help of this constructor, if you want to share the information, how to solve it. So if we attach to the player 1, he is not going to share with the player 2. If we give some money to player 2, he is not going to share with the player 1. So how to handle this situation? How to share the information to everyone? How to provide the information in the common place where everyone can access it? So now if you think properly, definitely you will get answer in 30 seconds or maximum 1 minute. Okay, pause the video, think it. If you don't understand the question, just watch one more time and just try to find out the answer. Okay, this is where we should think logically. That is very very important quality we should habituate it. Okay, okay, fine. If you don't get answer, or if you know the answer, just cross check whether your answer is correct or not. So instead of attaching a property to a this player 1 or player 2, if we attach that property or a method to a prototype, so if we attach this property this to this prototype is common for, right, this prototype is common for all this object, the reference, because every after creating every object, we are providing a reference to that prototype. For player 2 also we have a reference. Observe carefully one more time here, expand it, here if you see we have a prototype, player 2 also have a prototype, this prototype and this prototype are common. Okay, this is god. Okay, that is the soul, maybe soul, the same god reside in this human 1 and human 2, or dog, or any creature in the world, if you believe the god, if you follow the Bhagavad Gita, otherwise at least understand in terms of JavaScript. Okay, fine. Now what is the solution? If you attach your new property to this your prototype, then it will be available for the player 1 and player 2. This is what a prototype, of course this is just 1% what we have understand about prototype. We need to understand lots of things. So but at least let's see. So this say hello we have attached to the player 1, and say bye bye we have attached to the player 2. So observe carefully in the browser one more time, the first name and last name and get full name are attached to the player 1 object directly, and say hello we have attached explicitly. And first name, get full name, last name is attached, came from the prototype already in the beginning when we have created object, and say bye bye has attached explicitly. So now, of course, don't worry, this time I will attach. So here, instead of attaching, or instead of giving information or money or what are the assets to a individual players, just attach that to the prototype of those players. So here, how to attach the prototype? Player dot, that means that constructor name and prototype dot, you're giving a new method, that's won the World Cup. World Cup. Okay, or congratulations, whatever whatever the thing you want. So this is a function now. Console.log, I'm just giving like congratulations and welcome to prototypes. So this is very simple. Okay, let's see. So if you want to attach the player one, okay, no problem, we can attach the player one directly. If you want to give a man of the match to player two, you, no problem, we can give man of the match to player two, or man of the match for player one, or man of the series to a player two. That's your choice. But if you want to share information to all the players who came from the same constructor, who came from the same BCCI or the country, so we should go with a prototype. So now open the browser one more time, refresh it. Now you will see the surprise. Oh my god, where is my won the World Cup? I have attached the won World Cup button. It is not showing. Don't worry, expand it. Oh my god, first name, get full name, last name, say hello is not there. Go to the player 2, first name, get full name, last name, say bye bye. You're not able to see it. Don't worry, just open the prototype. Won the World Cup. Open that prototype. Won the World Cup. That means if you attach the okay, sorry for the disturbance. Okay, now you, I hope you are able to see the prototype here. We attached a method won the World Cup to this player, and here this is also available. Now if you see clearly, player 1 can't access the say bye bye, and player 2 can't access the say hello, but both the players can access won the World Cup. So if you see, I'm going to write, so player 1 dot won the World Cup, and player 2 dot won the World Cup. Just refresh. You see, congratulations, welcome to the prototypes. This is coming from the both objects. That means if you want to share the information, if you want to attach a new property for all the object of that constructor function, we need to attach that property directly to that prototype. If you want to attach any new property for individual object, okay, no problem, you can attach it. But if you want to share the logic among all the objects, we should attach to the prototype. This is the introduction to the prototypes. This is the simple thing. Of course, a lot of things we need to learn, prototype and then prototypal inheritance, and we just deal with the constructor functions. And if we are doing everything with the constructor function, what is the need of introducing a classes into a JavaScript? Because classes were introduced into the JavaScript in 2015. Before that, we don't have a concept called class in JavaScript. Yes, there is no keyword called class in JavaScript before 2015. It came with ES6 feature in 2015. But already we have a similar thing with the help of constructor function. We are able to do a inheritance with this constructor function also. But what is the need of introducing the classes? So that's we are going to learn in next video. We are going to understand what is the need of bringing the classes into a JavaScript, and what is the difference between this constructor function and the classes. And after that we are going to understand what is inheritance and what is prototypal inheritance. So I hope you guys understood. If you didn't understand my explanation, it's no problem, because this is the concept is very tough. You can go and watch sorry, explanation from Akshay Saini or any other people in the YouTube. Definitely you will understand the concept. So of course, if you understand through my video, just give a like button so that it will help to other people, because if you click on like button, the Google engine will send just give a notification to other people also, if you feel this information is very useful. Otherwise you can click on unlike button also, no problem for me. Thank you and see you in the next video. Bye bye.